Do you think the Israeli government ever thinks of the fact that if Christians aren't being treated well here, and America is an overwhelmingly Christian country, that this could have consequences?
Israel is not persecuting Christians as Christians. The Christians in the Holy Land suffer from Israeli policies that are a result of the overall tragic situation. And this, of course, has consequences for everybody.
Claire Anastas lives with her mother Claire, her father, brother, and sister in this house, which is surrounded on 3 sides by the wall. How do you live with this?
Well, it's not easy actually, but you get used to it because you have to.
The Anastas family lives on the 3rd floor. This is the view from the kitchen, from the master bedroom and bathroom. The children's room has a good view of this Israeli guard tower. The family runs a souvenir shop on the ground floor, sells Christian artifacts on what used to be the busiest commercial street in town. Now, it's a dead end.
I had some international famous media from the world to interview me and my children. But once was really a very special, famous TV in the state. The producer could film us, especially my son, who was 10 years old, who could speak fluent English, telling about his story, his childhood life, what he suffered and what he could see. It makes the producer cried, and then when he wanted to publish it in the state, they cut it off, and it took him 1 year until they obliged him to cut off not the leaders who were speaking and talking about politics, just to cut off my interview and my son's interview to show a small part from us. Just about building the wall in 1 day and the cameras, that was all. And then the producer couldn't do anything, and he wanted to publish this really important documentary film. And I said it's okay, because imagine what affected them just to cut off a child speaking and telling the truth.
For Israel, there could be serious economic consequences. According to Israeli government figures, tourism is a multi-billion-dollar business there. Most tourists are Christian, many of them are American. That's one reason why Israelis are very sensitive about their image in the United States. And that could be why Ambassador Oren phoned Jeff Fager, the head of CBS News and executive producer of 60 Minutes, while we were still reporting the story, long before tonight's broadcast. He said he had information our story was, quote, a hatchet job.
I think you got me a little bit mystified.
And it was a reason to call the chairman of CBS News.
Bob, I'm the ambassador of the State of Israel. I do that very, very infrequently as ambassador. That's an extraordinary move for me to complain about something. When I heard that you were going to do a story about Christians in the Holy Land, and had, I believe, information about the nature of it, and it's been confirmed by this interview today.
Nothing has been confirmed by the interview, Mr. Ambassador, because you don't know what's going to be put on air.
Okay, I don't. True.
Mr. Ambassador, I've been doing this a long time, and I've received lots of reactions from just about everyone I've done stories about, but I've never gotten a reaction before from a story that hasn't been broadcast yet.
Well, there's a first time for everything, Bob.